Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be checking out the newest episode of One Piece, episode 1173. Very excited, as always, to hop into this episode. I've been loving Elbaf in the anime, and now that we're like this far in, I feel like every episode is always going to have something a little bit crazy, or things are really going to be moving along a little bit more now. So I'm very excited to see where we pick up in this episode and what chapters we're all adapting as I have read all these parts in the manga, but I am a little bit iffy of where exactly we're at. But if you are new to my channel, this will be more of a watch along than a straight up reaction. So if you'd like the audio and or full video, you can sync up with your own copy of the episode. If not, you can see it blurred behind me and read the subtitles below me to follow along. I'll just give us a countdown and we can hop right into this episode. Uh, 3, 2, 1, start. Alright, perfect. I've been having better luck with my timers. There was a couple days there, where I just could not sync up the video and uh, my timer. Right into the opening this week. I've loved this opening. I'm really excited for whenever we get the next one, which probably won't be until the anime comes back after break, but I'm just excited to see. I assume we're probably gonna get an opening when we're in the backstory episodes or like flashback. Um, so I'm excited what they do for that. And I hope they, like, give us, like, custom eye catchers and everything. I love when they do that. Um, it's kind of the gold standard for me after they did the Odin flashback with, like, Roger and Whitebeard and everything. I do really love this opening, though. I know some people it wasn't their favorite, but I love the song and the visuals are really nice. I think the biggest thing with it is we've just had so many good openings recently that it's a little bit harder for them to stand out. But realistically, I think there's only like a couple One Piece openings I don't like. Um, and even them, I don't hate or anything. It's just some aren't my favorite. God, just all the kids getting knocked out. Oh, and now seeing the monsters. Okay, we're going back in time a little bit. This is a new soundtrack, I think, too. Scary things that children imagined in their minds. I saw people complaining about the art style for the nightmares too, which is surprising because I really enjoyed it. I love like the drawing aesthetic that they use for it. It reminds me of Kanjuro's ability. I love the giant Nika. The choice of using, I assume that was Luffy's voice actor as well when we saw it talking or making noise last episode. And her line about what she's afraid of. A nightmarish game, a dark plot of the Knights of God. That is a lot of scary things. The fact that I'm pretty sure that lightning is, like, walking with the lightning is so funny to me. God, I didn't even see fucking Robin and Chopper because 'cause they're so small. We're going with them? Good. Stick together. What a great, trio, though. Saul, Chopper, and Robin. I'd like to see it. Now, in the last episode, we did see that if you touch the kids, he was able, or it was like it damaged the guy who tried. I think we should see that a little bit more in depth this episode. Yeah, definitely not natural. You noticing arrow? There we go. Caught up. Not to touch. It's so fascinating to me how all three of the Knights of God use their powers together. Yeah. Oh, the visuals on that. But yeah, you could see the thorns. They're like invisible. Ooh, that animation was so clean. Right through the hand, too. God, we're lucky not all of the kids are getting taken. It's just that group. What the fuck are you doing, Brooke? Hillbug. At least we're able to get the information passed around pretty quickly. I'm surprised they can't even see the monsters from here. I guess Elbaf's really massive. It may look massive in that frame, by the way. Got this drunk ass. Even this dumbass. Well, that could make sense why he's acting like that then. Nami, you gotta be the one to lock in. Fire Brigade. I actually totally forgot about this. I like the color scheme for their helmets and everything. That's funny. That's a big ass fire, though. Odd. Let's pull it up. Is it a jogger? I think that's what it is. Yeah, I personally love this aesthetic for them. I liked it even you can see that the kids even drew outside the lines of the characters. Yeah, and the scale of that is ridiculous. I think that might be bigger than even Loki. Everybody love has Thorns. Having a fucking picnic up here. Just scum. Truly just a villain to be a villain. But here's keys of his thorns, thorn fruit. But the fact that all three of them are using their devil fruits in unison is always been really cool to me. I feel like we don't see that a lot. He is not interested. The fact that they could do nothing. Absolutely wild power. Likes his fancy food. The fact that it works like that is diabolical. I really want to know the limitations to his powers and how that devil fruit works. A painter. That's what we saw with the like Rainbow Bridge. Oh, interesting. Think well. Oh, that shot of Dunko is so good. Well, the art on it was so nice. Just lazing about while they're kidnapping kids. Zero energy. So I guess that's the trade-off and limitations to his powers. Oh, they're just finding out now. I honestly assumed they knew. Unexpected. Well, it is what he would have wanted. Jesus. I guess that's why they only took a couple at a time and didn't take all of them. God, just zero value for the kid's life at all, though. God. Are they noticing they're going right into it? Yeah. We don't got long to stop them either. Or at least to deal with the fire. Oh, Jinbei and Usopp. That's the first time we've got that one. I really love the cards in this season so far. And now we got this absolute behemoth of a man. I guess of a giant. The purple lightning looks so cool. The size of Ragnar is wild. Oh yeah, Sanji's not in on the info. The shield! I do not remember that face on it. God. There have been some really nice sequences of animation this episode. Very fluid. Haruden is not a fan of that. That that was the deal. Oh, electrocution, no problem at all. Oh, the switch to the black and purple lightning. Let's go, Luffy. I'm pretty sure this isn't even that crazy of a attack. Are you just getting a pistol? I think he gets just a gear third punch or something like that, probably. No hockey? Yeah. Dude, the character acting and animation looks so clean. Just a little love tap. Yeah. Bro is standing on his last legs. He's got 3 stab wounds through him. He's been beaten into a pulp. It's impressive that he was even standing at all with 1 sea stone cuff on. Literally just a little love tap and he came falling down. You can tell Toei, or at least some of the animators, absolutely love Loki, though. That sequence did not need to look that good. Luffy barely had to touch him, though. Sink or swim. That's my point exactly. That should have everyone worried as well, because that means there's another threat here. What do you say? Your thoughts, Erudin? Going for some food? Them going out hunting reminds me of when they were hunting in Little Garden. And that also paralleled them and Dorry and Broggy quite a bit, actually, and their competition of hunting. And a bunch of blood. Few months. That's diabolical. You look so peaceful now that he's all cleaned up and bandaged up. Vestige of ancient giant bloodline. That Harald took his off. Oh, this is our first time hearing his voice too, I think. God, the way he views everyone in the background as well. Oh, dude, I love when they do creative stuff like that. That was so cool, the little, like, lines and then turning into the, like, outlines of the characters. But I cannot fucking wait for this flashback. This might be going into the backstory now. We'll have to see what the, because this is about when it happens. They're all gathered around Loki, and then we flash back into it. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but as far as I think that's how it's gonna go. I don't think I think we're gonna end before we see that though, or we might get a little bit of it before the core is over. It's so weird having One Piece be more of a seasonal show now and knowing it's gonna end and not just have it every single week. It's looking really good though. Like that Loki sequence looked incredible. There was a shot of Robin when she was catching Chopper that looked incredible. Um the thorn fruit, I love the effect on it, like the way it looks invisible. All very awesome. Um and then yeah, like so much good shit in this episode. Still feels a little bit slow, but I think that will always be the case with being one chapter per episode. That's just kind of something you have to accept about the adaptation. But like the actual content adapted in this episode looks so good. And like I love especially like the character acting during the Loki sequence. And yeah, looks so good. All right, let's see what next episode's in store. Okay, so no, we still have a little bit before we go into the flashback, it looks. If anyone knows how many chapters, I might look up myself, but how many chapters until we get to the point of the flashback? Oh, looks like we're getting some Dorry and Brogy focus next episode against the Jogger, though. That will be fun. I've always loved with them coming back into the picture ever since like the Shanks met up with on Elbaf and then they like helped against Kid. Everything on Egghead was so cool, and I've been loving Elbaf. Oh, but this little tease of the flashback just got me so excited. And from his perspective, I don't entirely blame Herden, um, for why he thinks this. It's not exactly like he was told the truth ever. But yeah, so good. Little bit, I think actually I didn't really think about this during the manga, but it is a little bit sad that, like, this is so anticlimactic because we just had, like, the same thing with, Luffy versus, uh, Gaben or Gabon. Just can't fucking speak. So, like, both of those, we kinda didn't get a full match-out, but the payoff is gonna be so worth it when we do get to see them all show off, that I don't mind that much. And it's probably good that we didn't get too much of a fight on him because we don't want had to have him even more injured than he already is. Especially because we Luffy needs the information out of him as well. I've just been loving these episodes. Also, the new title card this episode, or not title card, dude, why eye catcher? That's the term. I always forget what those are called. I really like that one. Also, that shot, it should be around here somewhere, but Um, the Gunko scene where she was, like, smiling after she, had her food was adorable as hell. I feel like all of the art of all of her sequences have looked so good. Yeah, like, this kind of blocking it quite a bit, but looks so good. I feel like the art is always really good for her, but in general, it looks really good this episode. Yeah, this Robin scene right here when she, like this looks really cool. I love, like, the invisible thorns. I like how bloody it actually was as well, like, they didn't shy away from it. And then this shot of Robin just catching Chopper looks so good. And, like, her flipping her hair and everything. The increase in character acting I've noticed since about Egghead, it was a little bit in, Wano as well, but I've absolutely loved it. It adds so much to the characters. Um, and it's an aspect that you don't really get to see in the manga as much, so it's really one of the highlights. But yeah, Summers being an absolute menace and villain. He's a pretty fun one to just hate on and a good villain. But yeah, we're really building everything up now and things are constantly actually progressing now. I'm very excited for next episode. I don't think it's gonna be anything ridiculously crazy, but every episode is so fun to get to see all of these moments adapted that I don't even mind when it's a little bit of like a slower episode or anything. I totally just backed out of that. Back to that episode quickly. Uh, yeah, and me personally, I really enjoy the way they adapted the nightmares or dream monsters. I think they're called dream monsters by the community, or that's an official term. Um, It's really cool, and I mentioned it during the episode, but I'm a huge fan of how the Holy Knights, like, combine their powers, where it has Gunko leading them along, um, and then we have, like, the monsters coming from them to, like, protect around the area and serve as, like, almost a distraction, and then we also have Summers, binding them with the thorns so no one can physically touch them. It's a really fun way because I feel like off the top of my head, like, I can't remember a lot of, like, devil fruit combinations like that. We kinda get a little bit like with, Luffy and Mr. 3 when he uses, like, the clay together, but even that's, like, not quite the same thing. This is a very, like, interesting way to combine 3 different powers. Um, I really enjoy that. I also like the focus on all the mothers. I wonder if this is it could just because, like, the anime makes her hair color and everything different. Because there's one of the mothers that gets, like, quite a bit of focus. I think it's the one that was, like, turned into, like, the giant, like, monster or, like, was, like, one of the dream monsters. It might be her, or it might be a different one, but I think she's the one that gets some focus later on in the arc. The build up with the kids and the parents was something I didn't really pay attention to in the manga as much, but when we got the payoff of though that moment, it is so like such an emotionally strong moment. I'm really excited to see how the anime handles that. Also, the Fire Brigade, I see why I forgot that they existed because they roll up and immediately get just absolutely shit on. Um, Also, the use of his ability to bring in, like, salt that you can, like, taste and eat. It just doesn't give you, like, energy or, like, it's not actual food. It's very fascinating. It works as like a placebo effect almost for, food. And trying to think kind of all my thoughts for this episode. Oh, yeah, I don't know if this is a tease for it or because sometimes the lightning effects and, like, hockey effects and stuff are not 100%, like, visually, you can tell exactly what's going on all the time anymore. You kind of have to wait for, like, actual, like, confirmation, but I loved the choice of turning his lightning like, when he powered up to do, like, his final attack that he didn't actually manage to be able to swing, you could see that the lightning turned to, like, the black lightning with, like, the purple outside aura, and I'm wondering if that's Conqueror's Hockey, infused in it, or if it's just a visual, cue, 'cause it looked really awesome. But very impressive he was even standing up, but makes sense that he does get just taken out by a little boop. He was essentially just, like, showing off and, like, putting out a front so he could escape and then go pass out somewhere else, away from everyone. But, yeah, other than that, it's kind of all my thoughts on this episode. I'm very, very excited with all of the teases about the flashback. That's maybe one of my most anticipated sequences, at least of, like, the first half of, Elbaf. There is some crazy stuff that's happening, like, currently in the manga that, like, I really can't wait to see animated because that's, like, the I would assume we're about at the climax now in the manga. So that's, like, the really, really crazy shit, but reading this arc every week, I was always getting more and more invested in it, and I love the actual, like, story that's presented in this arc as well, and not just, like, because I feel like sometimes people forget that, like, when we usually go to an island, we're in, like, kind of a self-contained story, and I feel like some people only care about, like, the bigger world of One Piece and, like, the actual, like, I guess, main plot, um, and while that definitely gets progressed in this arc, it is largely about Elbaf and, like, the being attacked by the Holy Knights and everything and us protecting it, um and then anything else on top of that is kind of just extra, but great stuff this episode. I'm very much looking forward to next week. I'm excited to see, some reactions to this episode and, some people theorizing about, Loki, Hiruden, and the dad and everything, because until I actually saw that flashback, I feel like I didn't have a really good grasp on what actually happened, and the little reveals throughout were really good, and I think Elbaf is one of the arcs with probably the best side characters and in an arc, like how every arc we like meet new characters and they're like relevant for that arc. They're some of the best. The amount of awesome characters introduced in this arc is really great, and like we've only seen a couple. Like Loki is the main one we've seen focused on so far, and then like the Holy Knights. Um, but there is a lot more to look forward to, especially when we move into that flashback. But other than that, I will catch you guys all later and hope you enjoyed watching this video. Peace.